PBS Sports welcomes you into Richmond International Raceway, or I think it's Richmond Raceway now. My name's Andre the Giant. This is the worldwide leader of internet racing. And this is the, I can't believe it's not Butter 160. The field is already flowing off the grid. Yeah. Betty Rubble on the pole. Betty Rubble finished dead ass last at Daytona. We flip the grid every race in our series. And you can find your favorite driver. And we'll talk about the grid. The grid's probably going to be on the screen when the green flag drops. And we're trying to figure that out at PBS Sports. It's just fun to be here in Richmond. Of course, that one guy recently has that song about something going on about north of Richmond or something. I've kind of sat that one out, all the internet discourse and outrage and emotions and feelings about that. I've just kind of sat that one out. It's been a long summer, brother.
Still there.
Betty Rubble in the lead here off of this this initial start. Hot action here. It just it doesn't have to be said. I mean, that Daytona 500 ending was one of the most thrilling endings of a race that's ever happened in the United States. Pretty incredible, real or fake on the internet. And I was glad to be a part of it. A legendary call on my part that will be
You're on the bottom, 3 wide.
talked about forever.
3 wide, car outside. Still there. Stay low. You're on the bottom, 3 wide.
We will be doing field summaries this race, like field snapshots, the slow-mo, all the good stuff. And we will look at those movers and shakers there early, movers and losers, whatever we're going to call it this season. At these short tracks, you want to be on the inside line and you want to boot, scoot, and boogie to the front. And it looks like Wayne Dead Willie is doing that here early. Let's send it up to Wayne. Or down to Wayne, you know what I mean. Hey, Wayne.
Car outside. Clear.
All right, thanks, Andre. That was a nice intro there. Forgot to set the frickin' Miley Cyrus clock again, but I'm guessing we don't have to, because I can always just go into the replay and set the timer. You know, it's basically like a NASA space mission. And as soon as there's liftoff, the clock's running. So the replay's running. There's just a straight time that's running with the replay. So we can always find the green flag and can, you know, see what 4 minutes after that looks like. And yeah, so we won't have Miley Cyrus clock. I guess we should just change the name of it. I don't know. We can just keep it called the, I don't know. I'm trying to gain some spots here. Speedy Gonzalez is on me. I have gained some spots here early, but Speedy Gonzalez is coming for my butt. We're I forget what the pit window is here. 45 was in my what do you call my spreadsheet, but I think it's a little bit shorter than that. We'll have to play it by ear. We are going to have one random caution.
Car outside. Stay low.
And I'm definitely making moves here, Jack.
Still there.
I'm guessing we'll give Andre the entrance, you know, the intro every time. I'm still trying to get my broadcasting legs under me. I wasn't prepared for that intro at all. Didn't have anything. I had no theme there. I was just talking, and then the race began. But yeah, we do have to figure out what's going on with the grid. I'm assuming that the grid was going to take up the screen there and cover up the racing action. So we might have to make some kind of bastardized version that, you know, sits flat against the bottom of the screen, so it doesn't cover the racing action. Because all the graphics I've made up to this point in our seasons, I've purposely made the grid with the thought that it would be showing during the first couple laps of a race, and we just want to keep it out of the way. So we might have to figure something out, but we will. We'll figure it out.
Keep high.
And I'll throw up the points here somewhere. We're not gonna really
Clear.
harp on the points too much. Even in this first half of the season, I mean, you got to bank points in the first half of the season. There's no question, but there's really no point in looking at them. I mean, you know, it's a 30 race season. You got to perform well all 30 races, but nothing's going on in these first 15 races. But should we make something happen in these first 15 races? I mean,
Clear.
should we award a 15, the halfway mark, owners champion?
Clear.
I think we should. I think we should. I don't know. Give away money or something. I don't know.
Car outside. Stay low.
I don't know.
Clear.
I mean, I'm not made of money, but my grand idea is to give $75
Clear outside.
to the overall owners champion at the end of 30 races. And maybe a separate, but the thing is, basically, if you win the owners championship, there's a good chance that you're going to have one of your drivers going to win the overall points, you know? So, you know, if this was your livelihood, sure, but
Keep it up. Keep digging.
then, you know, you could sweep and take all the money and be the grand champion. But I mean, I want different people to win money. So right now, R.A. Kaiser has Speedy Gonzalez first in the points, and he and Benedict Arnold are. He has the owners championship too, so he would take all the money there. I don't want that to happen. I mean, I want to come up with some kind of system where the same person doesn't win both of them. You know. I don't know how that's going to work out though.
Clear. Car outside. Keep low.
We have
Clear outside.
our emphasis has been on the owners championship. I mean, having these two cars, you can root for both your cars, and you need both your cars to perform well, rather than just one. So I think the big chunk of money should go to the owners champion.
Car
And
outside. Still there. Clear.
but I don't know. But then we got to worry about some kind of halfway award.
Keep low.
Should have thought about this
Clear. Outside.
before I started the season, but we'll come up with something.
Still there. Stay low.
What would be interesting is, you know, you'll never hear me ask for money, ever. I mean, because this is just some clown thing I do. I'm not looking for Patreons and
Still there.
all that stuff. But maybe set up some kind of kitty if anybody wants to donate $5. I mean, now we're talking about almost like gambling. Like, all the owners put in $5, so we have what, 16?
Clear outside. Clear.
Oh, hang on. We have 16 owners. That would be $80.
Clear.
I don't know. That does sound like gambling, because none of this is based on talent or skill. It's just random. I don't know. But anyway, we got lap 40 coming up. Or lap 40 is the first round of pit stops. So what we're going to do here is on the backstretch, we're going to set up our very first field summary of the season.
Stay low.
Very excited about it. Andre the Giant
Stay low.
has been in the producer's ear the last couple of laps trying to get this on. Here we go.
All right, thanks, Wayne. Taking a look at the standings, Paul Revere now in the lead over Betty Rubble. Not sure when that happened because you were talking about just total nonsense there for about 15 minutes. So that's some kind of record that you just set talking about garbage. Miley Cyrus up there, the Three Amigos, Mary Lemieux, Whitney Houston. I mean, we're just rattling off names. There's no storylines right now, Wayne. There's nothing going on. Chuck Nolan has dropped since the beginning. He's P17. Jules Winfield up there, P18. Again, not really looking, not. There's nothing going on here, Wayne. So I do apologize for just making fun of you for talking about nonsense because there's nothing going on. There's no storylines. There's nothing going on. But Bob Ross back in P40. And let's not sleep on Speedy Gonzalez here. P25, he's come up the field with Dead Willie. And that's what you need. You need to win the championship. You need to win a race. And then the next race, move to the middle, get to the middle of the pack. And then the next race after that, win and rinse and repeat. And so Speedy Gonzalez is looking good, looking really good. That's it for me on this first snapshot. Back to you, Wayne.
All right, thanks, Andre. And to give you an idea of how that works, I think I've mentioned this in the past, but that field snapshot, whenever there's like that hard edit and then the dun-dun-dun plays, that hard edit is actually me pausing the game, saving the replay in the NR2003 menus, and then when I start talking as Andre, I start a stopwatch on my phone. And as I'm talking about Andre, that entire time Andre's talking, my game is paused, and I am just flipping through the standings, the F2 right there. I'm just flipping through the standings as they're frozen when I have the game paused, and I'm just trying to find things to talk about. And then once I'm done talking, I stop my stopwatch on my phone, which that time it was like 1 minute and 24 seconds. And then when I unpause the game and I start racing, right before I start racing, I reset the timer, and I know I have to just not talk for 1 minute and 24 seconds because that's when Andre's talking. And eventually, when I edit the video, and then I have to keep looking down at my phone to see when that 124 or however long Andre was talking, whenever that comes up, then I can start talking again.
Clear outside.
So, I mean, I'm wearing a lot of hats.
Keep low.
And, I mean, if this was...
Still there.
If I had aspirations of being like a play-by-play guy or something, we could really go all in. But, I mean, I enjoy the racing part of it, and I'm having just some fun, you know, with the presentation and whatnot, but not going overboard.
Keep digging.
Okay, I'd say we're about 7 or 8 laps from pit stops. Betty Rubble's moved back to third. There's a big gap up there. Paul Revere is kind of pulled away from them. They might have just been racing side by side, and he just pulled away. That's good. I do want to see. I don't know. There's 7. I gotta figure out the math. I want to figure out the math because I have 7 teammates in the field. Okay, 7 AC racing drivers other than me, and I want there to be some kind of incentive for me to root for them. And for them to win. Like Paul Revere right now leading. Like I want him to win this race. He's a teammate of mine. But then what does that do with the prize money? Maybe knock that down. Every AC racing driver win knocks it down $5. So mathematically, I'd want to see, I don't know. I mean, 7 AC racing drivers. If there was a 30-car field, we could say mathematically, with a whole random field, there'd be 7 wins. There'd be 7, you know. It'd be $35 knocked off. I don't know. I do not know. So I think maybe start off with $100 for the Owners' Championship, and then every AC Racing win, $5 gets knocked off the Owners' Championship.
Still there.
So that'll help me root for my team.
Clear outside.
But then I want to figure out something that gives me incentive to win the overall championship for me personally, the individual. I don't know. I'm going to keep brainstorming and come up with something.
Car outside. You're now in the top
All right,
20.
let's keep
Clear.
our head on a swivel here for pit stops. Man, Chuck Nolan not doing well these first couple races. He needed to hang out near the front.
Low.
After his bad Daytona, he was not able to. All right, with a small, this is something we always talk about, with a small pit road, the AI will get bunched up. There will be congestion. And if you pit on a clean pit road,
Clear.
while the AI doesn't, you'll always gain a bunch of spots because they'll be slowed down. Meanwhile, you're a human being and you can assess things, and it'll be different for you. So, I'm trying to talk about nonsense while trying to hit these spots and seeing if there's pit stops coming. I'm doing a lot of things right now. I think George Costanza's pitting here. He really held up the show right there. We do have some pitters. So we're going to go in this lap with... we're just going to go in this lap. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It is what it is.
Outside.
Let's hope we don't get
Clear.
banged by Robin Hood.
Car outside. Clear. Keep it under 40. Keep it under 4,000 in seconds.
Hell, even Robin Hood's having a bad time. I mean, he had a couple bad laps where I think he wanted to pit both times and he couldn't. There goes Harry Balls on pit road right there, all business.
Pitting now.
So, I'm going to call out Harry Balls just like I called out your mom. All right, I got to see who's coming on pit road.
Go, go, go.
Yeah, I got
Limit
screwed here.
40. Keep it under 4,000 in seconds.
All right, I'm out of here though.
Watch that speed now. Keep it on 4,000 in seconds.
Who did we come in with? Did we come in with Jules Winfield? Oh, I didn't even mention my spotter. I changed the spotter back to the default. Just tired of hearing my stupid name, stupid voice. Oh man, I really cheated. Not cheated,
Okay, merge when you can.
but I might have. I don't know. With the three amigos there, I was hoping. I don't know what I was hoping. We still have hot racing action on pit road. I'm right now settling in Jules Winfield, owned by Big Sad Carey, who also owns the Beatles. And we haven't really talked about the Beatles. Of course,
The leader's pitting now.
there's only been one race so far. So, I mean, there's a lot of cars and drivers and owners we haven't talked about that much.
Car inside.
Trying to give everyone equal screen time for their sponsors, you know.
Keep high.
All right, here's Robin Hood right here. But we are going to pass him and gain spots.
Clear.
This might be a worst to first kind of race for us here. I mean, we started P 37. Jules Winfield is just not up to speed right now. I was trying to give him a break.
Keep low. Still
Sometimes it
there.
takes all of us a few laps to get these new tires under us, but I gotta put Jules Winfield away here. And for those
Clear outside.
new to the channel, or if you forget, basically after the pit stops, I'll pan up the track so you can basically see where your car ended up. We won't do another snapshot right away, but I am going to, and then whenever I'm editing these videos, I'm not listening to everything. I'm just trying to find little spots to change it up and whatnot. So what I don't want to do is right now say, okay, now look in the bottom right of the screen. I'm going to flip through the standings. Meanwhile, in my editing process, I might have like the big replay showing right now, and I totally, you know what I'm saying. Like everything will be scrunched in the bottom of the screen. You won't even be able to see it. So
Keep digging.
we'll just rely on your you know, you being able to see where your cars are at. It's probably easier this year for the owners because last season you had 3 cars, and I would not role play, I guess, but I mean, I would just pretend I was one of the owners and not trying to find my 3 trucks, and it was always a pain in the butt, like. So, but having the 2 cars is a little bit better, I think. All right, we're on lap 51. Feels like we do have a commercial break coming because things are going to settle in right now. I'm in P13, feeling really good, feeling really hot. Settling in behind Carmen Sandiego. That's a B spinning machine.
A lot of hot, exciting action out on the track.
All right, gang, with 108 laps to go, Paul Revere still in the lead for AC Racing. Miley Cyrus up there, Muhammad Ali for Truthful, Whitney Houston for AC Racing, and Mary Lemieux. And in the back half of the top 10, Walter Sobchak, Elton John, Betty Rubble, Big Drop, Sally Ride, and the aforementioned Beatles. We were talking about them earlier. They're P10.
Just how good are genuine GM parts? Good enough for Dale Earnhardt, 3-time Winston Cup driving champion. And the same kind of quality that goes into the GM parts for his car goes into the GM parts for your car. So get the goods under your hood. Genuine GM parts from Mr. Goodwrench. Only at GM dealers. Only on GM cars.
All right, we are back here in Richmond. 91 laps to go. We were talking earlier about the Richmond, North of Richmond song. There's a lot of erect men in Richmond right now waiting for these pit stops. All of the erect men are on pit road. All of the pit crew, they're excited, ready to roll. And that's just what this hot racing action on a Saturday night can do to you. Wayne Dead Willie was able to pass Carmen Sandiego during commercial, but that's been about it. He's been slowly trying to track down the Crocodile Hunter and Sally Ride.
All right, thanks, Andre. Hopefully I'm just trying to get, I don't want to do a whole entire another field snapshot, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe the main thing is just making sure you know where your cars are at. I will say William Shakespeare and the Golden Girls are a lap down. But that's it. I mean, no one's off the track. No one's DNF. Nothing like that. So, and we have pit stops coming up again. My big fear, I don't think I did it at all in the trucks season, but I don't know if it's a fear, because who cares, but eventually I'm going to forget to dub my voice as Andre. It's just going to be funny, because, I don't know. All right, lap 75. We should pick somebody to pit with. It's just a little too tight here to make a rash decision. Like if we pick Steve Irwin to pit with, because again, we're just randomly picking a car, just so we don't take advantage of the AI on pit road situation. So if we just randomly pick a car and they pit off sequence then from the AI, then okay, we win. I don't know. We'll try to stay where we're at here for the next 3 laps and then pit with Sally Ride. And we'll see when she goes in. We do have a random caution lurking somewhere that is going to be nuts. I mean, we didn't even necessarily have to put the random caution in here, because the short track, Richmond's definitely been known to bring out a yellow or two. Man, this is a long race. I keep these under 60. Just relatively speaking, it's a long race. I try to, you know, I talk about this every season because it's been 5 months and people sometimes aren't, you know, they're just jumping into this now, new to the channel, whatnot. But 160 times 22 divided by 60. If that ends up being under 60 minutes, under 60, then good. I try not to go over 60 minutes real world.
There are the cross flags. We're halfway home.
In a lap time estimation kind of deal, average, you know. And this is 58 minutes, roughly. And we could have did 140 minutes, and that was like a 51-minute. But I don't know, because then I would have had to change the graphic, because this is the... Can't believe it's not butter 160. I'd have to go in and change it to the 140. I don't know. I think too much about those things. All right, Sally Ride. We're watching Sally Ride's butthole here. Waiting for her to pit. Waiting for her to pit. And... let's not go overboard with Andre. I was going to send it down to Andre for pit stops, but we won't. Because I, to be honest, jumping right back into, you know, there's so many things I'm remembering to do after not editing and doing these races for 5 months that I'll forget where Andre's talking. Because I need to write that down. Because right now he did the intro, he did the field snapshot, and then he sent us to commercial. And then he brought us back to commercial, from commercial. And that's been it so far. Hopefully I remember that. This is Sally Ride, I think, making some kind of move now. There she goes. All right, so we pitted with her.
Limit 40.
And we'll see if there's some congestion on pit road here. Dale Earnhardt's in and out. Bret Hart has plenty of room here, so he doesn't give us the business. Well, there's Dale Earnhardt right here. What the hell? How'd he get out of his car and he's now our official? All right, let's get out.
Go, go, go! Keep it under 40. Keep it under 4,000 in seconds.
Tell you what, that's a nice stop. I forgot to see what the time was. That's pretty good. Here's Sally Ride's butthole. We're going to be with her. We came in and we came out with her. That's pretty good. Muhammad Ali right here. Wasn't he running top 10?
Okay.
Well, hell, we were almost top 10 too, weren't we? Oh, no, this is bad. This congestion's bad. Betty Rubble and Muhammad Ali. They're having some words.
Okay, merge when you can.
All right, Sally. Long, tall Sally, you got to hit the gas here.
You're racing the car in front. That car in front of you is poor position.
We do have some congestion on pit road right now. The Beatles in the lead right now. Dr. Jerry Punch. We haven't talked about him that much. He's P2, but it's all a mess right now. We'll see where the standings, where everything shakes out with the standings. But we do want to stay on the lead lap. Sally Ride making a power move on Muhammad Ali.
You're now in the top 20.
Yeah, we're just gonna take Sally Ride to the. Gonna ride her to the promised land here. No sponsor for Sally Ride.
Car outside.
She is looking for a sponsor. I don't know
Clear.
what's going to happen there for that team. For the Rocker 105 team, who also has Russ Wheeler. So they have some deep pockets. We'll see if we can get Sally Ride a top 10 finish here and get a sponsor on that thing.
You're in the top 10.
Top 10. Good. Good, 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 good. I started the season 50 points in the hole. So even after Daytona, I am still -9. I still have -9 points. I'm 59 points behind the leader, Speedy Gonzalez. So everything, Miley Cyrus in the lead, unbelievable. Miley Cyrus for Campbell Racing has come out with a lead after pit stops. Paul Revere, Whitney Houston are up there trying to save me some money. Those two AC Racing drivers. The Beatles up there in P7. Oh, these are all these cars right here because I'm P10. All right. Golden Girls and William Shakespeare both a lap down. Harry Balls holding on to the lead lap. George Costanza, Harry Carey. Again, you've probably seen your driver. What I've wanted to do, and I actually didn't do too much of a hard target search, but I wanted to find a shortened race on YouTube and get Bob Jenkins' voice saying, you know, due to time constraints, we now move forward in our broadcast or whatever, because I wanted to use that sound clip. I could probably just record Andre saying it. So instead of going to commercial, we can just skip a few laps here, which I'm going to do, and then we'll see if I can either find a clip of Bob Jenkins saying that or just throw Andre up there.
Due to time constraints, we now move forward in our broadcast.
All right, we're on lap 107, 54 to go. We're probably, we're on lap 107. I'd say around lap 123, 24, we're going to see the final round of pit stops. We still do have a random caution that now that we get this far in the race, I'm afraid to pause the game for a long period of time for a snapshot or something and then just totally miss and we don't get the random caution. But whatever. I was able to pass Sally Ride. She bobbled somewhere in a turn. Harry Balls still on the lead lap. William Shakespeare and the Golden Girls still a lap down. Not much has changed. Miley Cyrus still in the lead. Whitney Houston up there. And we're riding it out, and I think Betty Rubble's just slowing up a little bit, but it's tough to make a pass here. It's tough to really stick that in there and not be a jerk about it and bang into him, you know. I want to make a clean pass.
Outside.
Yeah, you can tell she's just slowing up here.
Stay low. Keep low.
I think I got her.
Clear.
Yeah. That's all you had to say. That's all you had to tell me was clear. Yeah, we're going to throw a caution to the wind and throw up a snapshot here.
All right, thanks there, Wayne. Yeah, like you said, Miley Cyrus in the lead, Whitney Houston up there, Paul Revere. Usual suspects. And you see Wayne Deadwilly there in P8 following Mary Lemieux, Le Magnifique, Betty Rubble and Sally Ride rounding out the top 10. Going into the 11 through 20, no names sticking out again. We don't have any storylines going on here. Dr. Jerry Punch, we're going to keep an eye on him all season long. Running P19. Dale Earnhardt had a good finish at Daytona, and here he is, P12. So that's looking good for Jennifer Kay. She also has George Costanza somewhere in the field. but he's back in P36. And again, not much else going on. Not an eventful race here, Wayne, but it's a long season. You got these races where it seems like they're a slog. They're important for the overall points championship, and just got to hope there's no disaster awaiting somebody on pit road here down the stretch. But anyway, we'll send it back to you. We do have pit stops coming up in the next 5-6 laps, I'd say.
Thanks, Andre. That sounds about right. I'd say, yeah, 5-6 laps. Maybe a little bit more. These cars are going to want to get to the south, to the, the other side of 40 to go. Because 40 is around the pit window, and we got 45 to go right now. So any cars that pit before 40 to go, you should be shaking in your boots because they might have to make another stop. I think it's time to get around Mario Lemieux here.
Outside.
Yeah, these cars are a little bit slow at the end of this run. Or maybe I've just been elite. Look at my tires. My tires have not. I'm just in the zone right now. Usually my tires are spent. But I've been really cool, calm, and collected. Just feeling good overall as a human being. just I've been locked in recently in everything. Dominant performance, life-wise. Miley Cyrus now is only 17 hundredths of a second ahead of Whitney Houston. This final round of pit stop is going to be huge. I mean, this race has been won on pit road, I think. Not too many passes on the track. And Miley Cyrus, her crew has done an amazing job getting her the lead. I'm being kind of cautious about the Beatles here. I don't know when they're pitting. Joe Montana is the next, or is that Walter Sobchak? That's Walter Sobchak up there ahead of the Beatles. That's who we're going to pit with. We're going to pit with Walter Sobchak, that red car, ahead of the Beatles. And when we see him dip in, that's when we pit. See, I could dive in there and just, but I want to make it a clean pass. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on Walter, and if I miss it, then I miss it. I mean, it's a crapshoot on who's pitting when, I mean, if the Beatles slow us up, then we'll pit with them. You gotta think pit stops are coming right now. Nothing yet. I think for the safety of everyone involved, I should try to get ahead of the Beatles here. Just so I don't get.
Car outside.
Just so I don't slam into them.
Still there.
Oh, Walter's pitting. Perfect.
Clear outside. Limit 40. Keep it under 4,000.
Oh, I tell you what, and we're pitting on a non-congested pit road. Come on, gang. Let's get me out of here. This is big. I don't know when Walter pitted. It's all random. Nobody's coming in my rearview mirror. Come on.
Go, go, go.
Drop it.
Keep it under 40. Keep it under 4,000.
A 15.3 pit stop, too. Look out, Loretta. Let's see where...
Watch that speed now.
Let's see where Walter Sobchak ends up in the standings. We got Jolly Green Giant on pit road as well.
Okay, you're
Here
clear
we
of
go.
pit lane. Okay, merge when you can. The yellow flag is out. Here comes
Oh,
the leader.
no.
Doors closed.
Oh, no.
Clear inside. Okay, we're under caution. Catch up to the end of the pacing line. Stay behind the 46 car.
Random caution. Random caution just came out.
The 23 car. Pit road is now open. We can't pit this time by. We're not on the lead lap.
All right, with we're gonna have 27 to go at the line. At least I am. I don't know. I am 1 lap down. I gotta go around and pass everybody. Paul Revere is in the lead. He got out.
Now, going green.
He got out on pit road ahead of Miley Cyrus.
Pace car's in.
This is just a mess.
Green, green, green.
Just an awfully, just an awful, just the worst timing for a what do you call, random caution there. I'm a bat out of hell right now. I'm trying to, I don't know, just doing what I can. Right now I'm P36 when I had worked my way up to P whatever. Easily top 10. I mean, we had visions of there being something interesting going on. Miley Cyrus, meanwhile, this is her race. She wants to win this race. She didn't have the lead on the restart, but she's challenging Paul Revere now for the lead back there. To give you an idea, in that replay, or whatever I'm showing right now, Walter White probably just went a lap down, but Willie Shakespeare, me, Jolly Green Giant, and Dale Earnhardt are all 1 lap down. 3 Amigos are a lap down now, so they got passed somewhere. But a lot of these other cars are at the tail end of the lead lap, about to be lapped. Basically, everybody back to Chuck Noland. If you can find where Chuck Noland and Sally Ride are. Chuck Noland is 6 seconds behind the leader. Sally Ride is 20 seconds behind the leader. So wherever they're at, that's where the field kind of got split up on that random caution. Yeah, I'm kind of upset about that, big time. but that's what a random caution. That's just, is what it is. I mean, it's definitely bad luck for me and Jennifer Kay, Dale Earnhardt. We lost Whitney Houston somewhere with a piston issue. She was, you would talk about really bad luck for me for AC Racing. She was one of my hopes of saving some money here. So I've just wasted like an hour and 10 minutes of my life because I went from top 10 feeling good to basically not gaining any spots this race. But thankfully, I mean, we'll be starting near the front at North Wilkesboro, and that is, I mean, that's a tough track to gain spots at. So starting near the front is good, and then we can maybe try to win that and gain those extra points. And then the next race after that is Charlotte. It's a long season. It's a long season. So if there was a race for this to happen,
20 laps to go.
I'd rather it happen here than toward the end of the season, you know. But Campbell Racing's got to be happy. Miley Cyrus's car has just been on rails all race. AC Racing only has Paul Revere up there now. Joe Montana in the top 10. Speedy Gonzalez for Ari Kaiser, top 10. What a worm. I mean, that's the storyline, so we'll see where Benedict Arnold is. Tell you what, he's P13. Wow. Ari Kaiser is going to have a stranglehold on the Owners' Championship here early. But he's a veteran from season 1, and he knows things can change in a hurry. We're going to get one final field snapshot here, field summary. Basically, when I cross the start-finish line here, we're not sure how many laps are left or whatever, so the intervals might be a little bit janked, but whatever.
All right, yeah, I'll take you home here, Wayne. Fucking relax. It's just this isn't real. Like, it's fake. You can calm down. Miley Cyrus in the lead here with, 17, 16 laps to go, whatever it is. You were just saying all this stuff. You stole my thunder. Dr. Jerry Punch, we're keeping an eye on him all season long. Just a fan, just a human favorite. Elton John, Muhammad Ali has just been hanging out there all race long in the top 10. Joe Montana, Joe Cool. Carmen Sandiego for B. Spinney. Another good finish. She finished well at Daytona. Bob Ross and John McClane, 15 and 16th for Filski. Harry Ball's running P20. Chuck Nolan and Bret Hart, the Jacob and Deanna duo. 20. A lot of these owners have back-to-back drivers in the field right now. Betty Rubble has dropped to P29 for B. Spinney. And
Clear.
look at the intervals are all janked here. R.L. Stein is in P23. He's 7 seconds. He's like the last car has a chance to actually go for the lead. Everyone else is, Walter Sobchak, for example, is 20 seconds back. You get the gist here. And Walter White on down to Dale Earnhardt. They're 1 lap down. The Golden Girls are 2 laps down. And Whitney Houston, PBS Sports still hasn't seen what happened with her piston, but we're in the home stretch here, Wayne. We'll send it back to you.
All right, that's good advice. Thanks for talking me off the ledge, Andre. Yeah, I mean, not a big deal. It just sucks because, I mean, I'm putting out a video. I wanted to be entertaining, but I mean, hey, it's a racing deal, man. Just some bad luck. We don't have a wave around rule, so it is what it is. We got 10 laps to go. The Beatles have overtaken Miley Cyrus somewhere, somehow. The Beatles for Big Sad Carrie.
We got just 10 more to go.
Have taken over the lead. Unbelievable. I thought this was Miley Cyrus's This is her coming out party. Party in the USA. She's dropped to P3 now. The Beatles just swinging their things around back there. With 10 to go, hopefully I'm showing that hot action. There's nothing going on with me. I was able to pass the Golden Girls. The Golden Girls they're on like 2 cylinders right now, which might be what's going on. That group may be running into the Golden Girls right now. No, they aren't. I'm looking at the intervals here. The Beatles are going to get to them in about 3. They're 3 seconds behind the Golden Girls. I'm thinking they're going to get to them. We might have a lapper. We might have lappers affect the end of this race, just like Chuck Nolan did. The Golden Girls might affect the end of this race. We'll try to. I'll try to show that. But I'm guessing Miley Cyrus got hung out on the outside. She's 1 second back. She was. I don't know what's going on there. There's probably some hot action back there that I'm not able to see right now. Hopefully the Pennzoil copter cam's giving us some excellent shots. Amelia Earhart at the controls. Yeah, those intervals are all weird now. Not weird, just they aren't tight like they have been. Run.
5 more to go.
We got 5 more to go. I think I mentioned I changed the spotter, obviously. Yeah, Beatles just keep on gaining. Pretty incredible. I mean, this was I could have won this race because look at these drivers. The Beatles, Mario Lemieux, Muhammad Ali. We passed all them. We had passed all them. We were driving with the Beatles. We were driving with Lemieux. Just wasn't meant to be. But maybe, I don't know, everything evens out because I could tell at the end of these runs I was much faster. And it just seems like I have a much I don't know, my car's just dialed in here today, ladies and gentlemen. Beatles are probably coming up on the white flag here, 2 to go, something like that.
Just 2 to go.
Yeah, they're coming up on the white flag here. Looks like the Beatles are going to take this for Big Sad Carrie. Big Sad Carrie also has Jules Winfield running P24 right now. That'll be big. And did Ari Kaiser keep his cars up there? Steve Gonzalez. Speedy Gonzalez
1 more lap to go.
is P9. But I don't see where Benedict Arnold ended up. Oh, P12. And we still only have Whitney Houston DNF'd with the piston issue during that caution or something. If she brought out the caution, I don't know. But that was a random caution that came out.
There's the flag.
But
It's
the
over.
Beatles, somewhere they won.
Okay, that's it. We'll get them next time.
And here comes everybody on pit road. Did anybody do us dirty this race? Nobody did us dirty except for race control throwing out that caution. So we're gonna head to the start-finish line and try to hit the flagman, who was Ric Flair, but
The race is over. Come on in.
so,
We got big-time problems with that motor, buddy.
as is custom at Richmond,
You blew a tire.
blowing up the car at the end of the Richmond race.
You're smoking out there.
The Beatles are like, "What the hell, brother? You didn't win. Why are you doing a burnout?" All right, Richmond is in the books. Let's take a look at these standings. The Beatles got that win for Big Sad Carrie. Miley Cyrus was probably supposed to win this. She ended up not winning it. Elton John was able to stay in the top 10. Paul Revere led a bunch of laps. He couldn't finish it. Dr. Jerry Punch, sneaky. I mean, he was running. I think that caution, the random caution, kind of threw everything for a loop. But take a look at Speedy Gonzalez. 2 straight top 10s to kick off the season. I mean, so Robin Hood and Joe Montana all have 2 straight top 10s to kick off the season. It's rare to even get 3 top 10s, let alone the golden standard of 5 top 10s that's only been attained by Rosa Parks and DB Cooper, I believe. Was there anybody else? Rosa Parks and DB Cooper are the only 2 drivers to ever get 5 straight top 10s in our seasons. Just 2 legends of the sport. And then over on the right, 11 through 20. I mean, if you got those big numbers in the started column, that's what you want to see here. Bob Ross and Benedict Arnold. Filski's going to be up there with R.A. Kaiser, because R.A. Kaiser has Speedy Gonzalez on this page and Benedict Arnold. That finished 1-2 at Daytona, and here they are finishing top 15 here. So he's definitely, he had a stranglehold on the Owners' Championship coming into this race. He's friggin', he's got to be feeling good right now. Harry Balls in P20. Looking at the back half, numbers, places 21 through 40. Bret Hart and Chuck Nolan there for Jacob Indiana, 22 and 23. Chuck Nolan, a bad Daytona. Not the best finish here at Richmond. Steve Irwin, not a good Daytona. Nothing good here either. Betty Rubble, the pole sitter. Bad finishes for B. Spinney. I mean, you're starting to see some, again, you're seeing some trends. And looking over on the right, the Three Amigos, 2 straight bottom 10s. And a lot of AC Racing drivers got caught a lap down. That was PB Herman, the Three Amigos. I got caught a lap down. So did the Jolly Green Giant. And Whitney Houston got a DNF. The Golden Girls ended up 3 laps down. I meant to look into that. Sorry, Mako Sato. But hopefully that was reflected in the pit stops and whatnot, because they were a lap down just by not being good. Like them and Will Shakespeare were caught a lap down, and then something happened. Golden Girls might have pitted early, or they were down a cylinder, so something happened to them. They were really slow toward the end of the race. And then taking a look at the bonus points here, Paul Revere led the most laps. He gets that extra bonus point. And don't sleep on Robin Hood. Robin Hood already had 2 straight top 10s, and he gets a sneaky little bonus point here for CMR 21, the owner, CMR 21. And over on the right, the 3 fastest laps, Dale Earnhardt, Miley Cyrus, and Russ Wheeler. And you can see that I had the fastest lap by over 2/10. So I got to look into the difficulty, see what happened here. Maybe just bump up the difficulty. I might have ticked it down by accident or something. But it was still good racing, but I could, yeah, I mean, you could hear it, something was off. That I knew I had too much of a jump on them at the end of runs, so I think I had the wrong difficulty here or something. But I'm writing it down, and we're going to have a good difficulty next time we're at Richmond. Which is probably going to be in the winter 2024, like February 2024. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We still got 28 hot races left here. And I'm going to try to streamline what's going on with the showing the points, and probably won't talk too much about the points, like exclusively, you know, on like a splash screen before the race or something, because you end up just sitting there for 2 minutes talking about them when you can just get into the hot racing action instead. But we'll try to find a happy medium there to figure out what's going on. And I want to touch up all the results and points, graphics, make them a little bit cleaner. There's just a lot of numbers, a lot of info, and I'm going to work on that. And then also try to work on getting the grid to move down to the bottom of the screen after like the first, I'd say the first 5 rows. If you're starting in the top 10, you should have premium real estate, screen real estate, and then afterward we'll throw it down to the bottom of the screen. That's my plan. We'll see how it goes. But hey, man, thanks for watching. Richmond, this was hot stuff, and I will see you at the next race, which is North Wilkesboro.